Hello, welcome to episode 8 of my vlog series. Today we're back at a location where I've been, well, just a few episodes ago. But today it's a lot more water in the lake. So we're gonna have to find a new location, and it's quite close to sunset already, so let's hurry up a bit. So as I'm looking for a location, I've found that the ice is kind of shattered in a really cool way in the lake. So I'm thinking if I can find some way to incorporate that as a foreground, it could be really awesome actually. So I'm just gonna show you, and then I'm gonna try to find a way to incorporate that in a good way. So I saw something else, another location that might be good as well. But I think I'm gonna stick with the ice thingy. At least if I can find a good place to shoot it and incorporate it, because the other one is a more normal rock going down into open water already, so that isn't constrained by the season or anything, so that I can do that some other time and do this today. So now we're just gonna find a good way to, well, get it as a nice foreground and incorporate it good into the shot. So I think I found a place. I'm just gonna pack up the camera and try to see if it's actually gonna work. Else I'm a bit in a hurry to get to another location. So I made a decision. I'm gonna stay here, shoot the ice. I'm not sure how it's gonna look post. But I do think when the sun gets lower and the intensity of the reflection in the ice reduces a bit, it might be coming forth in a better way. So, well, I need a tripod now. So I managed to get the camera down kind of in a low angle to really incorporate the foreground and the reflections of this. Well, of the ice. I'm sitting down because the camera is really low, so don't really have much of an option now. I have to shoot at a really high f-stop in order to get sharpness across the image. The sun is starting to dip down below the horizon now. Hopefully there are some clouds above. Hopefully they can do something good. I'm using the focus 1/3 through the image trick. It usually yields sharpness across the whole image when I do that. But it's not tack sharp at the end. It's actually a bit blurry at the end. But that's alright, because it isn't. Actually, I could decrease it a bit more. And well, I'm gonna try. Let's try it like this. So I'm trying a lower f-stop, and I'm gonna see if it gets any kind of bokeh in the background instead. So now I have sharpness, and it quite quickly falls off. Just gonna try one at f4 as well, just to see what happens. But I do think it's gonna be one of those high f-stops. And we have sharpness. No. F4 won't work at all. But I think perhaps I'm gonna stay at like... How's that gonna look? I did pull out the polarizing filter as well, trying to cut a bit of the reflection. It is a bit of water, so perhaps I've got some like see-through in the foreground as well. The background really isn't that important in this image. Actually, I would have wanted to be like a meter or two out on the ice, but the ice is extremely thin right now, so I can't really go out there. It can't barely hold like a camera leg, and water can barely hold one of the tripod legs, so it certainly can't hold me. How did this look in the sky? But still a bit of... Let's pull it down like -2. So I'm using aperture priority, and I'm setting the exposure compensation minus while I'm bracketing three shots. The reason for doing that is, well, it is a... Seeing as the light is constantly changing, so I don't have to, well, do all trial and error all the time in order to get the right exposure, because it's dropping like by like a stop every 5 to 10 minutes. Or every 5 minutes now, I guess. So it takes the guesswork out of it, but it's too bright at the lowest bracket, so, and too bright at the brightest. So, well, it's too bright at the brightest and it's too bright at the darkest. So when I lowered it down 2 stops, and well, that yields a tiny bit of blinkies in the lowest one, just like 0.01%. Anyhow, so I have that. I guess the lowest exposure is going to be just for putting in like the details in, well, the sun area of the picture. Well, that would be if I used that picture, and then I would use the other two to blend the rest of the sky and the foreground. Interesting part is I'm shooting this at 16mm on a full frame, and well, I have the camera tilted a bit down, and one of my tripod legs is sticking forward, so it's like this much between where the shot starts and where the tripod leg is. Is that a close call or what? I gotta say, I found a pretty chill place to sit. I'm sitting on like a branch that is formed as a bench. It's actually quite comfy. You know what? I think it's gonna be a good sunset. It's starting to show some real promise right now. I think if we give it like a few more minutes. So actually the sun sets in about 10 minutes or 15, between 10 and 15 minutes. So it is still quite some time left until... So the sun has gone below the horizon now. But I had really nice kickback before the sun actually went below the horizon. But now after, I just have like a tiny bit of kickback in the clouds. I still have this nice long cloud actually hanging around just above the horizon, where I would have hoped it to be a bit more of that reddish, red pink, purplish glow. Now after the sun actually went below the horizon, but it doesn't seem to be kicking back that much. Well, there is a tiny bit of kickback, but it's way less than what it was before the sun went down. So it's gonna be more of a orangey glow in this picture than that pinkish glow that is actually quite typical for an after sunset glow. So yeah, well, at least I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for at least 10-15 more minutes to see if anything else is gonna happen. It's actually starting to come a bit more color. I'm gonna take a few shots. I think I've already gotten the hero shot for for today shoot. But then again, I want to stay until the very end of the sunset, just in case. I mean, I've been wrong so many times before, and I've learned the lesson that it's always worth to stay a bit longer than you actually think that you need to stay. I have to keep in mind that the sun is actually the color of the sunset is going to keep showing quite a lot until at least half an hour after the sun has gone below the horizon. So it's like it peaks like maybe 15 to 10 minutes before the sun dips below, and then it starts to come up again like 10 minutes after. And in that 20-minute period, you just think, oh damn, was that all the light? There's nothing more gonna happen today. I'm almost definitely sure that the sun is not gonna kick back any more color now, because it came and then it went again. So I thought I might try to summarize this shot a bit. I'm not sure if it's gonna be like a portfolio shot, like a 4-star. I'm thinking it's between 3 and 4 stars. This picture gonna be. Well, hopefully it's a 4-star, because I've had quite a few 3-star pictures last week, and it's quite annoying actually. Last week I was out more times in that week than I've been in one separate weeks for several weeks back, and I didn't produce a single 4-star shot. No, I didn't even get a 3-star. I didn't get it. I didn't get a single 3-star shot last week. Only 2s, and 2s are none. 2s are useless. They're useless. 3 are actually like good shot. 4 stars is excellent. 5 stars is, well, it's like 5 stars is the best that I've done. At least what I think is the best that I've done. I only have 2 5-star images. I have like 20 something 4 stars. I have like 200 something 3 stars. And then I have, I don't really bother too much. 2 stars is more like, I've been out and I've only got the best shots. I want to edit it, get some practice, and then it still isn't showing up anything. It doesn't have anything going for it actually after it's edited or anything. Then it gets like a 2 star. 1 star is, it might be something, but I don't think so and can't be bothered to edit it. So those 2 categories don't actually have too many pictures in them. And yeah, and then I have like thousands and thousands and thousands of unrated pictures. Usually a shoot now is comprised, is that even a word? One shoot now usually yields like 100 pictures, perhaps, on average. This one is 101. And that's almost 100 pictures of the same, with the exact same composition. I know some photographers really don't like to shoot the same composition over and over again, but I have to trust myself that I'm really, what you have to do, or at least what I do before I even set up the camera, is to make sure that I find the best way to incorporate what I actually want in the shot to the shot. Sometimes I'm not having a sense that I actually manage that when I take the first pictures, and then I get like a cat and mouse game where I've had to race against the sunset to try and better my composition. And usually those shots or those sessions never turn out to be quite as good as one would have hoped. But usually I do choose a composition that I think incorporates what I want in the shot, and then I stick with it for an entire shoot, meaning that I have that composition, and then I can just take several shots and try to capture peak light. Well, I don't have that much experience with the sunsets, not like someone who's been shooting for many years, for shooting sunsets like every other day for 3 or 4 years. Then you probably start to learn when peak color is going to happen. But I'm starting to learn, but still building, you see very quickly when light falls off after peak color, but building up to it, you don't know, maybe it's going to be better in a minute, maybe it's going to be better in a minute. You're not going to just wait a minute to see, because if it then gets worse, then you miss the opportunity. So you actually just have to keep shooting for every minute until you see that the shot, or that the sun has actually, until you see that peak color has been, and then it's just to be happy that you actually shot peak color and not waited until after peak color. It's definitely not going to be any more color, so I'm just going to take one last shot because I can. I like to, I don't know why, but I like to do it. I like to see how the place looks right before I'm done. So that's the 3 last exposures for this shoot, and I'm gonna start to pack up, and then I'm gonna head back to the car and get some dinner. Well, I've arrived at the car and I'm cold, so I'm just gonna head home. I just wanted to say thank you for watching and see you next time.